Hey Joshua, this is a lousy way for me to give you feedback, but I'm going to try it just because I've got a minute and I'm going to try to give you some feedback. First off, I believe this should be a topic sentence, so it needs to be in green. You're saying John is remarkably gifted in skiing. Okay, now you are actually going to do your restriction. You said not everyone thinks so. Great, that restricts it. Then you have your example. And you said last week you tell this whole entire story. And then we get down here, he eventually got to the top and proceeded to the death trap. Yep. After getting up, he proceeded to take off his skis and walk down the rest of the hill. When he reached the bottom, he dropped his skis. I really think that all of this is still part of the story. This really isn't analysis yet. This is the story. I think your analysis comes down here. John never went skiing again because he realized that he had met the monster and barely survived. So why would he risk his life again? Okay, this part where you underlined it as a clincher, I think that is really your analysis, okay? So this should be analysis, and then you do need a clincher, okay? Now, that being said, if you were gonna do an extra long paragraph, a double set of RIA, then you would not put a clincher here because all this would be one big long paragraph. So let me say that one more time. If this is going to be one paragraph that stands on its own, I cannot speak today, then you need a clincher sentence here that says something like, obviously John is not gifted in skiing, and it would go right there, okay? If this stuff is going to be one long, solid, big paragraph, let's talk about that. Everything would be the same as I corrected it. You'd end up here with this analysis. But instead of having this sentence stand off by itself, you would say, you put it right up here, John is also very talented in building things. And then all of this would get moved up to be in line with the paragraph, because right now you have an indentation and a weird sentence by itself. And let's see if that works. John is also very talented in building things, okay? Although whenever he builds, may not be quite right. Yesterday. Okay, so that was your statement. Yesterday, John was carving a wooden sailboat. When he finished, he realized he had actually forgotten. I remember all this. Then about 6 months or so later, he built in the backyard. Okay, so this right here, this purple, that's not analysis. That's still part of the story. The analysis comes here, where John realized, this is analysis because you're telling me, you're commenting on it. He realized he might need more practice. So that's analysis, and then you need a clincher. Now, I hope this is making sense. If this is all going to be one big fat paragraph, I would suggest that you do an overall topic sentence and an overall clincher sentence. Something like, John is a remarkably gifted dude. Well, maybe John is not so remarkably gifted. Does that make sense? Because your two sets of RIA, if it's one paragraph, are about how ultimately he's not a gifted guy. All right, I hope that makes sense. Just let me know, Joshua, if it doesn't. Thanks for hanging in there and continuing to work on this stuff. Just give me some feedback as to where you are in your thinking. Bye, dude.